What's up, Alan? You're on UFC Unfiltered with Matt Serra and my co-host Phoenix Cannavale.
Hi, Alan.
What's up, guys? Did you guys try calling me earlier?
Man,
Yes.
we had our producer we had to go through all our movie history, comic book movie history. We're talking about things. Well, this guy, Chris, the producer, was trying to get you on the phone. But why? What are you doing right now, pal?
What am I doing? I'm taking selfies right under Big Ben in London.
Oh, very
look
nice.
Tourist stuff right now, yeah.
Get yourself some British
Yeah.
chocolate. It's way better in England than it is in the States.
Oh man, now you see, I'm cutting weight at the moment.
Oh,
but I might have
yeah.
a little sample.
When you're done, after you win.
I'll get a sample. And then afterwards, exactly after the win.
Now, is your first time you've been over there or no?
Yeah, man, this is the first time here in London, at least. It's cool, man. And today's actually like the weather's pretty pleasant. It's like sunny outside, and for them, everybody here seems to be like this is like the first nice day of the year, so everybody's kind of out and about taking advantage of it. But it's been cool, man. We've been here for a couple of days and doing the sightseeing thing, the tourist thing. But it's nice, man. All the architecture and old buildings and everything is pretty cool to see.
How are you the week of the fight? Are you a bundle of nerves? Are you just chilling out with your friends, trying to stay calm? How are you? How are you a few days before the fight?
I'm pretty good now, man. Like, I think like with everything in your career, you evolve. You know what I mean? And this is my 20th pro fight on this one. So and 20th pro fight, and half of those almost have been in the UFC. So at this point, I'm pretty comfortable with fight week and just the progress, the routine of it all, getting there early. And I like to bring out my whole team with me. I usually bring 3 or 4, or 2 to 3 coaches, 4 of us total. And when I have everybody around, we're all kind of on the same page. We go out and we do stuff like this. We go and sightsee wherever we're at. We try to, see the town and kind of take your mind off of things. You get the work done. We do the media, take your pictures, do your interviews, and then after that, go and sightsee. Not stress over it too much, really.
Yeah, do you find that, like, when you fight, do you fight better when you're in a good mood? Some people have told me that.
I think, like with anything, when it's time to flip the switch, you do it. But what I've learned is, for me personally, it's, if you don't have to stress on the stress of the fight at that time, then don't do it. You know what I mean? There's no point in flipping the switch too early, being angry at your opponent, or or constantly just obsessing over it throughout the day. It's like go and do your media obligations early, go and sightsee and relax, enjoy yourself, take in the moment, to experience everything. And then when you get back to the hotel and you have to, flip that switch to do an interview or whatever, or for your workout that night, then do it. But when I'm not doing that stuff, I'm pretty, I guess you would say, pleasant to be around during fight week.
Oh, that's interesting. During fight week for me, I was like a little fucking pit bull. But
you were grumpy, huh? You were probably cutting a bunch of weight too, huh?
Oh, I'm always. Oh, listen. Well, that's the story of my life back in the day. And I'll tell you. But those times, those times are done for me now, pal. Oh man, we just had a winter. We had a winter storm. We had a storm yesterday. Not too crazy, but oh man, on those snow days, I'm popping down the hot pockets. It's a disgrace. I'm a disgrace. But Alan, let me tell you, before we get into Gunnar Nelson, who's a very respectful martial artist, your last fight with Mike Perry, very, very tough dude. He gets, I don't know if it's a tactical thing by him, but he gets a little loud, a little nutty. Did that affect you at all?
Man, it's two polar opposites, man. I go from the loudest guy in the division to the quietest guy in the division.
Yeah.
It's a welcome change. Gunnar is very respectful, very quiet. I saw him in the hotel. He immediately walked right up to me and shook my hand. Yeah. And that's how it should be. If you don't want to do it, then fine. That's cool. You don't have to shake guys' hands. I get it. But I think Mike Perry, he's at a point in his career where he's still young. He's got like under 10 fights or something, or it might be around 10 now. But what I'm getting at, he's still trying to discover who he is as a fighter, and he wants to be the loud dickhead he's not here to make friends. He only wants enemies. He wants to get himself known. He's trying to be the Conor McGregor. But it definitely, I don't want to say it got to me, but it definitely it bothered me. You know what I mean? It was annoying we were in Old Town Sacramento for that fight on a rainy week. It rained the entire weekend, staying at like a Holiday Inn, the smallest Holiday Inn. So we were pretty much bumping shoulders the entire fight week. Everybody's in the lobby and, in this small breakfast joint and everything. And so I'm seeing the guy all the time. And every time you're brushing shoulders with somebody in the lobby, if they're like talking shit to you or like making, flicking you off or body gestures, kind of like posturing towards you. It's annoying. It's like, bro, when the cameras are on, if you want to show your confidence, or say you're going to knock me out, then do it. If you're going to fucking flick me off at 7 a.m. for breakfast, then you just got to get your life together, buddy. Cause shit's not going to, it's not going to last over a 10, 20-year career. You know what I'm saying? You think you're cool right now, but you're going to see that it just shows that you're inexperienced.
How satisfying is it to win, to beat a guy when he's been doing that to you all week?
Hugely satisfying. I mean, look, I don't have any ill will wish towards the guy now. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
But if I would have lost to him, it would have been one of the fights in my career that I've been like, God damn, why did I have to lose to that guy? He's such a jerk. You know what I mean? Like if you lose to somebody who's respectful, who you respect as a martial artist, or just a badass. But this guy, yeah, he was tough, but he just carries himself like a jerk, or he did so towards me. And so it was one of those fights where like my entire team gave me a high five and a hug after, because they were like, God damn, thank God we beat that guy,
Thank God you took care of business, they're probably thinking. And not only that...
And to add to that, I've never had so many people outside of the fight like compliment me. They're like, thank God you beat that guy. We can't stand him. So.
Yeah, you went over a lot. You went over a lot of fans with that. Oh, that's funny. Well, you kept your composure in there, which was some guys do that. They want to get you amped up, because the way you fight, I like the way you keep you keep your range. You can go backwards. You have a good sense of range. You fire off that powerful left kick. You have a very good takedown defense. Let me ask you, how long have you been working with Eddie Bravo? I see that you're a brown belt on the Eddie Bravo, which is definitely no joke. And which, hey, this gets to the floor very well, might be tested against Gunnar Nelson, because we know he's a stud on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've been working with Eddie forever, man. He was my first jiu-jitsu coach. I discovered Eddie when, like, the first Muay Thai gym that I was at was called Bomb Squad, and that was Eddie's first gym. He had just at the time beaten Royler Gracie in like Abu Dhabi or whatever, and then he opened up his own gym, or he just started renting a mat space, and I saw him out there doing his thing. I mean, this is 10, 12 years ago, and I didn't train with him for quite a while, to be honest. I was in the Muay Thai. I just walked into a gym, and I was fighting Muay Thai at the time, and I kind of looked at Eddie, and I was like, what are these jiu-jitsu guys up to? I didn't really give in right away to it. I didn't take to it right away, and so a couple years went by where I was just like always telling Eddie what's up, and then finally I asked him, man, I was like, man, you mind if I jump in and get on the mat? And to be honest, I was a fish out of water, man. I didn't take to jiu-jitsu right away. I was kind of more of a natural striker. But Eddie was cool enough to let me roll, man. And then since then, I've been with him ever since then. But I don't go to him as consistently as I used to. LA. So the thing about like training and living in LA is like it's like the hotbed of gyms. You've got all the best gyms and or I say all the best teachers out there. If you want to go to Eddie Bravo or Cobrinha, or like there's so many selections to choose from, but it's also freaking spread out. I drive over an hour to the gym every day just to go to Black House. Thankfully, I live near my Muay Thai gym, but then Eddie Bravo Jiu-Jitsu is now located downtown, which is another hour drive, so I don't go as frequently as I would like. But yeah, we're always cool, man. Eddie's always like the kind of guy I could just text him, ask him a question, always hit me back, and he's always got my back. And the 10th Planet fam is always fam, but I wish I can get down there a little more often. To touch on the thing what you said about Gunnar, yeah, man, he's a strong guy on the ground. I mean, I would say he's probably, aside from what's his name, the Brazilian guy who submitted him. I can't think of his name at the moment.
Damian Maia.
Damian Maia, thank you. Aside from Damian Maia, Gunnar's probably one of the second or third strongest ground guys in the division.
Yeah.
So this will be definitely a good test for me to prove myself, as an all around, well-rounded MMA fighter, but, my defense on the ground.
Do you want to keep it standing majority of the fight? Do you feel like you're just way more comfortable there? Is that sort of just keep them at bay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though as much as I train everything and I get strong in things, there's just certain things that you instinctually go to. And for me, it's been my striking. If I'm fighting a striker or a grappler, I just like to keep the fight at distance. And it's a numbers game for me. It's keeping the fight at higher percentages that favor me.
What I think is interesting. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was going to say
go
that
ahead.
with your Muay Thai, sometimes you'll see like with traditional Thai, they'll throw their punches first and then set their kicks up. but you have enough kicking speed to kick first and then punch second. And I thought that was really, really interesting in your style.
I try to mix it up always, man. I try to add elements to my striking game. As like you said, I will punch, kick, then I will sometimes kick, and then I will kick, punch, and I'm always trying to just add an element, add a feint, add a setup to whatever strike I'm doing. And it's something that I imagine Gunnar is probably looking into that. If I analyze myself, and if I was fighting myself and trying to break it down, I'm looking at the way that I fight, and I throw a lot of kicks. And he's looking for those openings, I assume, to find a way to catch a kick or take me down or counter me off of it. And that's something I've been preparing for, is like bringing the kick back fast enough, or putting something behind it, or being ready to sprawl after it, because he's going to be looking to try to take me down off of a kick.
You know what's funny? Speaking of both Gunnar Nelson and Eddie Bravo, back in the day, I was in Manchester. It was right after I got the title. So this was 10 years ago, and I get to the hotel.
Wow, man.
I get to the hotel, and I was about to go out to eat with Eddie and Joe Rogan. So we're about to go out to eat, but Eddie wanted to get a sweat out, so he's rolling with some guys. And when I got there, he's rolling with a few kids, some young guys in a hotel room. And sure enough, one of these kids, and there's a picture. I seen a picture Eddie put out there on Twitter somewhere. And one of those kids happened to be the future contender over there, the future UFC star, Gunnar Nelson. How funny is that? That was 10 years ago.
Man.
And
wow.
He was just some kid. I see it, and Eddie's, having fun. But you could definitely tell the kid wasn't bad. But Eddie's doing what he wants.
I feel like I heard this story, man. I feel like Eddie totally told me the story at some time about being in a hotel room and rolling with him when he was young, man. It sounds familiar to me as well.
We're going to have to tell Eddie to tweet it, because there's a picture of him and Gunnar Nelson rolling, and then you see me in the background, like just being an ass, making a funny face or something. I don't know what was going
You're
on.
like there with a hot pocket.
Yeah, I'm in a hot pocket. Well, that's when I had the belt, so I probably wasn't having a hot pocket back then.
Alan, what are your thoughts on the welterweight division in general? Is there anybody that you would want next? I mean, what do you see happening with Tyron Woodley? What are your thoughts about the division in general?
I mean, I'm glad to see finally kind of like some new blood getting in there, because my issue with the division for so long was like I've been wanting a shot at a ranked fighter. I went 3-0 last year and 5 out of my last 6, and I still couldn't even break like this. I was ranked like 29. And I was like, what the hell, man? They have like the 11 through 15 had guys that were in the top 15 for years, and they were coming off of 2 and 3 losses. And it just blew my mind that, like, why are they still? I know they're fighting tough competitors, but still, if you have 3 losses in a row, you don't get to go from 14 to 15. You should be from 14 to 20 or something. Let some new blood in there. So it bugged me for a while, man, that like they would not give me an opportunity until finally, this is my opportunity. I'm fighting Gunnar. I'm fighting a number 9 guy. But that was really the biggest thing that I had against the division, is like I felt like look, we know these guys. They made their names, but let some new guys in. There's a lot of newcomers to the UFC, or not even newcomers, but new blood, I guess you would say, to the top 15 that have earned their right. And you're starting to see that get in there now. A lot of new names in the top 15. As far as Woodley, man, Woodley, that fight, I don't know how you guys scored him and Wonderboy in the second one, but just at the end of the fight, seeing Wonderboy kind of bust it up, and I'm friends with Steven, but after seeing him bust it up, I was kind of like, man, it would almost be weird to give him the win in this one, just because Woodley had such a dominant last round. But if you're scoring it round per round, I don't know, maybe Steven had the argument of winning that one, but I don't know, man. We'll see what's up with Woodley, man. He's definitely a tough competitor as a champion. It's funny how the fans don't seem to take to him very well, and he's aware of that, and he complains about it quite a bit. But he's definitely going to be a tough champion to take out with his wrestling, his new improved striking with Duke Rufus, and then he's just he's just a big athlete. He's such a big guy. With big power. So yeah, he's one of those guys that's going to be tough. But I look forward to the opportunity one day to battle against him.
Well, we know this sport's all about opportunities, and Hey, UFC Fight
Yeah.
Pass, main card, co-main event, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You got your opportunity this weekend to make a statement with a stud like Gunnar Nelson. And we're going to be watching, man, and we'll be rooting for you, pal. All right? And listen, if
Thanks
you're ever,
so much, man.
Alan, if you're ever in New York, I'd love to have you in studio.
Yeah, man. No, I'd love to, man. I will. I'll find a way. I'll get a hold of you next time in New York, and we'll get together, man.
All right, homie. Hey, best of luck this weekend, bro.
Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
Take care, Alan. Bye.
Y'all take care. Later.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what a pleasure.
No, he has star potential.
Well, I mean,
he
listen,
really does. He's
I
got
didn't
the
know
Superman
if you,
haircut.
Now, is he a legit model?
Yeah, he was a model before
Okay.
he was an MMA fighter.
Look at this. Look at all the knowledge you have.
But you know what's really cool about him too? I think he's really well spoken, charismatic. I think he has all the tools to make a really good champion.